state and bureaucrats to agree unanimously. Next to impossible.
We're all pumped up and ready to go. And we're waiting. Waiting for them to decide. I'm sure you can appreciate how difficult that is for all of us.
We're confident we can put together a working drill with components from the two systems. All we need is the go-ahead.
We still have plenty to keep us busy with our surface science, housekeeping, and operations, but it's like waiting for anything important. No matter what you do, your mind keeps going back to it. It's like, when's the damn phone gonna ring?
But people have been dreaming of going to Mars for centuries. And so we put it to you that this expedition can be different. Because this world that we have come to is different. You are all leaders of great nations. But on Mars, there are no borders. Only 6 human beings representing everyone.
By the time you get back, the ISDA will have the operation cards translated and uploaded to us. Pretty basic stuff, they say. Our power supply should work just fine.
So, how'd our new partner go over in Washington?
Once the overnight poll showed the public overwhelmingly supports greater cooperation in space, it became a non-issue. Talks on formal cooperation for Project Olympus start next month.
Well, tell Glenn he's gonna have to change the mission patch. We are gonna need a new flag.
No problem.
Global cooperation. Who would have believed it? After that first day, I couldn't imagine anything going right. Not after this.
Hey, this is the first thing on Mars. It'll probably end up in the Smithsonian.
Well, then I must remember to sign it.
Here, squeeze on this gently.
Hey, you're looking good, Hiromi.
Thanks.
Atlantis Kiviak, approaching the Chinese drill site.
Copy that.
For all the trouble this has caused, it's a lot smaller than I thought.
You check it out, I'll get the tools.
I guess this is the way in.
Copy that.
You jack the rims, and I'll get the stereo.
I suppose you were one of those kids who always knew you wanted to go into space.
Not always. I was quite old, actually. Took me until I was 7.
Ancient. So what happened?
For my birthday, not a big deal in Japan. My parents gave me a microscope, monocular, only 600 power. But when my father put a drop of clear water on the slide and I looked at it, it was full of living things. I couldn't get over it. You mean there's life everywhere, I asked? He said yes. Then I pointed up to the sky. Even there? Guess what he said?
No idea.
Exactly. As my father said, the universe is so vast, yet nobody knew if life existed anywhere but on Earth. I knew someday I'd have to go see for myself.
Bet you still have that microscope.
Of course. And I'll tell you something else. It was made in China.
A tough week. With a Mars launch rapidly approaching, we have managed to cannibalize the Chinese drill and work in shifts in order to adapt it to our installation. So far, so good. It's now up to our 3 engineers to hybridize the electronics. I remain confident that we will be drilling again soon. Commander Richard Irwin, out.
I don't get this. Could you explain your salinity theory again?
It's exactly what you'd expect if the water there originated as an ocean and slowly evaporated. Eventually, the salt's becoming so concentrated.
And what's to say we won't get the same result? We're drilling in the same region.
Well, first, the Chinese site is in the center of the channel where the oldest, saltiest water would have collected. Ours isn't.
And second?
And second,
Guys, can we concentrate on one thing at a time? We're still not getting anywhere with this.
I'll check the input leads again.
I'm sorry, I need a short break.
Hey. How you holding up?
I'm holding up.
Good. Yeah, I know you're not gonna let them get to you.
No way. Remember how they said it was going to be easy to adjust to Martian days? How we'd reset our internal clocks with no problem?
Yeah.
Well,
They lie.
yeah. Better get back.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, Jackie, let her go.
Good work, guys. All right, first shift.
Lucia, come here. They've done it. It's working. Since we're using the same borehole that Arjo made, if we're within 5 meters of water, which is what the estimate suggests,
They'll be striking water soon. And we can watch it from here.
Lucia, I really must be out there with them.
You need to get in better shape. We're launching in 10 days. I'd hate to have to leave you behind.
Dr. Alarcon, may I say that I do appreciate your professional concern, but I assure you I'm...
Forget it, Dr. Okuda. You're not going out.
Our primary obstacle at this point is time, and so we're all putting in extra hours. Working nights is obviously more difficult and more dangerous, but with only 9 sols left, we all felt that it was a step that we had to take.
The drill is a composite of both systems, so it's not fully automated and has to be constantly monitored. But we were able to keep our drill platform, and the smaller Chinese drill works in our borehole. Now we just have to hope it holds up.
Years of education and professional training, and here we are, lumbering around and laboring like drill riggers. But I don't mind the extra hours, especially for you, Romy. But I'll probably be even happier than he when we do strike water.
I really did not think that our plea for cooperation would succeed. Maybe it's because I've studied too much history. But more often than not, political compromise and solutions only come from the barrel of a gun. I'm very happy to be wrong. Maybe there's some hope after all.
I know how much we've already accomplished, but the great goal is to find life. And I admit it. Part of me was happy with the Chinese findings. But now I feel that if our results are the same, then we have all lost something immeasurable.
Good book?
No, not really. Pawn to King 4.
Pawn to King 4.
Knight to King's Bishop 3.
Knight to Queen's Bishop 3.
Conditions like these, everything requires more effort and more concentration. The fatigue factor kicks in earlier and becomes exponential, and working extra shifts is much harder, and therefore tires you out much quicker.
It's really tough dragging yourself out there and working and staying alert. You really have to fight to keep your focus.
It's almost impossible for me to remain patient and composed now. The clock is ticking.
The long hours and the night EVAs are taking a toll. We're all very tired now, even at the start of our shifts. And that really worries me. But I'm sure that even if I did insist on reducing the EVAs, no one would support me, and I don't just mean us here on Mars. So we're going on schedule.
Mourning. I think it's better if I drive.
No.
Well, good night.
Unbelievable. You never dreamed about going to space as a kid?
Where I grew up, it wasn't an option. 6 kids in my family, I'm the only one who finished high school.
So what made you apply to the astronaut program?
I'm a flight surgeon. I wanted to work. Not too many Air Force craft have pilots anymore. All robotics, like that Chinese lander.
Atlantis, Radisson.
The drill's down again. We just lost another bit.
Just we were so close.
Radisson, Atlantis, what are you guys doing? It's the third one already.
You'll figure. So do we pull her up and change it now?
We were just about to head back in.
Nah, come on in. We'll take care of it in the morning.
Copy that. We're on our way.
Whoa, Rick, let's think about this. If we wait, we're losing at least 6 hours, and we only have 3 sols left for drilling. Those extra hours could make the difference.
We're all too tired, Hiromi.
Rick, 3 sols, that's it. We need every minute of drilling we can get.
Radisson, Atlantis, change of plans. Stay put and pull her up. We're on our way to help. You now go. We'll let Macau sleep.
Let me go with you, Rick.
No way he's going, Rick. The EVA rules are clear, and I will not clear him.
If you really applied the rules, you wouldn't permit any of us to go out anymore.
Your arm is at 80%, Hiromi, and the rules specifically state
The
that
break is healed, and I'm not exhausted like everyone else. So we're probably even. Let me do this. It's why I'm here, Rick. Rick, I've worked my entire life for this.
All right, Hiromi, let her rip. There she goes.
How do you cross your fingers in these things?
You don't. You do it back at the hab.
Okay, let's go.
We've been out here long enough.
Don't you think we should stay, Rick, just in case?
Oh, forget it, Hiromi. You already got me in enough trouble today.
But we're this
I'll
close.
tell you what. If it hits this time, you can come back.
All right?
All right.
Let's go.
Good for you, Rick.
Hey, look at that.
It's water.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's summer, maybe.
Atlantis drill site. We've hit water.
We did it, guys.
We did it.
It's snowing on Mars.
Just like stars.
Mikhail! Mikhail! Get over here! We hit water!
Okay, let's bring the sample up and send another one down.
Copy that.
Mikhail, get over here!
The cable's jammed.
I'll check it. Okay, I'll get the tools.
Mikhail!
It's seized.
Are you serious?
The pressure's increasing.
now, Jaggy.
Copy that.
Everybody back off. We're starting to really white out here. Secure the samples. Everyone back away.
Can't see a thing.
I don't like this. Atlantis to drill team, what is your status?
All crew respond. Make your way to the SCV lights. Hiromi, Jackie, and Tron respond.
Lucia to Rick, do you copy? Rick, do you copy?
Will we get the suits ready?
I'm sure I don't have to tell you that our thoughts are with you up there. We know how hard this must be for you. You all did a great job and made us proud. So come on home. We're waiting for you. Out.
Mr. Okuda, Mrs. Okuda, Hiromi told me about this stone he carried here from the summit of Mount Fuji, Japan's Olympus. And he told me a proverb. He who climbs Mount Fuji is a wise man, but he who climbs it twice is a fool. But your son also said that he would climb Mount Fuji again so he could return this stone, so that the two great homes of the gods could be joined as one. Hiromi didn't think that was foolish. Neither do I.
Guys, if I could just have a minute. I know this is a difficult time, and I want to be very clear that the decision to allow Hiromi to take part in that EVA was mine, and mine alone. So what happened out there is solely my responsibility. And if anyone has anything they'd like to add regarding that, now would be the time. The journey home is not going to be an easy one. We're missing a member of our team. But we will go home, we will complete our mission in his honor, and keep his spirit alive. And that's it. Thank you.
Master arm is on. 2 good lights.
Confirm. 400 plus 1. 10 seconds. Guidance sequence enabled. 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
We did not really have a chance to mourn Hiromi's death, nor reorient ourselves as a team, minus a key member. All this due to preparation for re-entry into the Terra Nova and major cleanup of the mold. The mold, combined with Mars dust, seemed to be making everyone quite uncomfortable. But I feel that once our respiratory tracts clear, we should be back to normal.
Jackie and Mikhail are checking environmental, trying to determine the source of this mold. So all I need you to do is concentrate on the bypass. So how long before we can fire up here?
Before we can try, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
All right, well, let me know when you do. Lucia and I are gonna finish unloading.
This should not have happened.
Yeah, a lot of things shouldn't have.
I do feel I have to make it clear that I did not agree with Rick's decision to allow Hiromi to leave the hab. EVAs are hard, as we all know, and I did not feel Hiromi was back up to full strength. No one could have predicted the drill accident would occur. But he shouldn't have been out there. I will find a time to speak with Rick about it sooner or later, privately. But right now, with all our issues, there's simply no time.
Confirm docking collar release?
Docking color release confirmed. THC armed, RHC number 2 armed.
Stand by for auto set. Clean set. Mars has a new satellite.
We missed some. And there's some more over there.
Once we're up to speed, we'll have to do a full inspection. Right now, our priority is the TEI burn.
I make no guarantees. If they don't fire, we have enough supplies to remain in orbit for 2 years.
Well, think of it as incentive. Take us home, Antoine.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. This is nothing to applaud. 27 minutes, 48 seconds remain in this bow.
Profile is down the middle.
Now can we applaud?
Good work, my friend.
extent of the mold was something of a surprise. But mold is to spacecraft what dust is to your home. Practically unavoidable.
It's Penicillium chrysogenum. It can cause severe respiratory distress. The effects can last for weeks.
I had to clean the mold out of my basement once. Later, I got really bad headaches and started wheezing, like having asthma. I just couldn't take a deep breath.
Flight surgeon status report, February 28th, 2031. Terra Nova has been scrubbed from top to bottom and is now free from all visible contamination. But the crew's health continues to show worrisome signs of deterioration, and we're still suffering from persistent respiratory irritation, sinus pain, headaches, which is consistent with our exposure to all the mold and possibly dust from Mars. After initial tests, I can determine no other cause for these symptoms. Flight surgeon Lucia Alarcon, out.
Hey, how's the bypass coming?
Another 50 or 60 million kilometers and I should be finished.
Okay, we'll keep at it. Mikhail, I want you to double-check the environmental system.
Again?
Yeah, every sensor, every scrubber, everything. Something in here is making us all sick. I want to know what that is. Okay?
Fine. We'll do it all again.
Here, try these.
What this time?
Antihistamine. We tried those already. Now we're gonna try them again. Go ahead, take them. How does everything look?
It's good. Everything's fine. What?
I've done tests on all of us. There is no identifiable infection. It doesn't make sense.
Well, it's like you said, it's probably just a reaction to all that Mars dust. Or the mold. You know, that wouldn't be the first time.
There's more to it than respiratory irritation. Look. I hate to bring this up, but after Hiromi's accident, when you went into the Mars hab, your suits were covered in slush.
Mm-hmm. No, I know. I've thought about that. Lucia, you and I both know that the chances of us being infected by something from Mars are extremely slim. So let's just wait for a couple of days. And let's just see if we get better. Okay?
Okay. And what if we don't?
I ran every test again. Oxygen levels, water quality, checked for trace pollutants. Everything is nominal.
Well, obviously we're missing something.
Perhaps it's obvious what we're missing. We've tried antibiotics. We're still getting weaker. Maybe it's time to consider the other possibility.
That's great. Something from Mars? Is that what you mean?
I don't want to be an alarmist, but is there anyone who hasn't already thought about it?
Okay, let's say, for the sake of argument, that it is a possibility. What are our options?
Not many. If it's something that all of Lucia's tests cannot even recognize.
Well, there is one thing. But I'd need your permission to break one of the seals and test a sample.
You know that we can't do that.
If we can identify a contaminant from one of those samples, there's a possibility that someone on the ground could find an antidote.
I'm sorry, it's out of the question. We're all well aware of the protocols. Everything from below the surface of Mars can only be opened in a receiving lab. If we open a seal, even one, then everything in this vehicle, including us, become presumed biohazards.
And if not, we'll be presumed dead.
Listen, I'm willing to consider the possibility of alien contamination, but not without proof. You provide that for me, and then we'll talk about breaking a seal.
Rick insists on having proof before opening a sample. He knows damn well that without opening one, I can't prove that it is alien contamination. And I can't prove that it isn't.
If we do nothing, we may die. If we open a sample, the best we can look forward to is maybe months, years, or even the rest of our lives in quarantine. It's a difficult call. Not one I would want to make.
Friend or foe?
You have to ask.
Yeah, oh, just checking.
Why are you here so late?
Just checking.
You think anyone would open a sample without permission?
Well, yeah, it did cross my mind. Fear can make people do crazy things sometimes.
Sometimes. But I am sure that you can go and get some sleep. Go.
What do you think? Am I wrong about this, Mikhail?
Don't know. I really don't know.
Well, thanks for your honesty.
None of you has recorded a message for school kids since you left Mars. So I know the agency is hiding something. Bull says they're not, but he is not a good liar. And neither are you. I talked to the other families, and you're all... None of you look your best. And I don't think it's a good idea for Adam to see you like this. I don't want to frighten him. But I want to know what's happening. You come home safe.